Hello, hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sincerely Alana. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about body image and body positivity, and it's also the last episode, so we're going to briefly talk about what you can expect from this season. So, unfortunately, society has continued to push this standard of beauty, which is completely unrealistic, especially for the large majority of the population. We've pushed this European standard where the models that we often see in advertisements, if they're women, they're usually super thin, lighter skinned, light eyes, sometimes lighter hair, and now they'll have big boobs or a big butt. For guys, again, lighter skin, lighter eyes, but they have like 0% body fat and they're super buff or very lean. I know for most of you, this includes me, that does not describe me at all, and that's how it is for probably the large majority of the people in the US. Now, what has this caused? I don't think it's a coincidence that since this type of marketing has increased and has been very prevalent in so many ads, so many TV shows, movies, commercials, billboards, magazines, I don't think it's a coincidence that we've also seen an increase in issues like eating disorders and mental health issues. Eating disorders can include anorexia and bulimia. Mental health issues can include body dysmorphia as well as depression and anxiety. So some ways to overcome these struggles with body weight and body image, I suggest this first before you do anything else, and that's surround yourself with people who look like you. If you have social media, be sure to follow people who look like you but who are also honest about their stories and their own struggles. Follow motivational pages that really promote body positivity, and also be sure to set healthy boundaries with, not just for yourself, but in your relationships with your friends, with your family. It's okay to tell people that you don't feel comfortable talking with them about eating habits or body weight, or to say, I would love to have a conversation with you, but I will not have one unless you refrain from using name calling or inappropriate language. It's also okay to say, you know what, I appreciate your concern, but at the end of the day, it's really none of your business and I'm happy living my life. So setting healthy boundaries and surrounding yourself with people who are sharing a similar struggle, who look like you, who are just super positive and nurturing and helpful individuals, that can make a big difference in itself. But I think it's important for everybody to remember that your body is completely normal, no matter what shape, no matter what size, no matter anything. Like, your body is normal, and there is somebody else, there are multiple people, there are hundreds of people, thousands of people in the world that look like you. So don't think that you're alone in your struggle. For myself, when I look at images and I start to think, wow, I wish I looked like her, it's helpful for me to remember that that person is actually the minority when it comes to body image. There are more people that don't look like that person than do look like that person. And that's not to take away from people who look like that. If you do look like that, that's amazing. And that's cool. I wish I looked like you. There's so many people that do wish they look like you. But at the end of the day, we all have to be comfortable with who we are in our own skin. And, it's okay to be like, I wish I could drop a couple pounds, but it's important to love yourself in all your shapes and all your sizes. The human body is something that, blows my mind. I don't think we talk enough about how our bodies are constantly changing and how much our bodies actually do for us. At the end of the day, it's a blessing to be in your body, because your body is the one that has gotten you through every single thing you've ever been through. Your body has taken care of you. It's taken you everywhere you've ever been, and it's the thing that you wake up in and go to sleep in. And every day you wake up is a day to be grateful. And it's a day to be grateful to your body. If you are struggling, if you are in a place where you are bulimic or you're anorexic, of course, if you have the resources, go to a therapist. If you need to go to rehab for a little bit. However, if you don't have those resources, first things first, I think it's important to remember Everybody at one point or another goes through struggles with their body, goes through moments where they're not happy with themselves or their bodies, and they don't like the way that they look. Now, how to overcome that? If you are in a really dark place, then you need to get the help that you need to get, whether that is therapy or going to rehab or just finding your own support group to really get you through those moments of doubt and self-hate. But try your best to remember that your feelings are completely normal and everybody has gone through them at one point or another, but also that your feelings are valid. It's not okay to sit in those feelings and continue to entertain them. It's important to feel them and start to acknowledge why you're feeling that way and then work through them. What can you do to start preventing those feelings, and what makes you feel better? What pulls you out of that? One thing that I'm definitely going to be doing an episode on next season is mindfulness, and mindfulness applies to so many areas of your life. Being mindful of what's making you feel bad, being mindful of what your body is telling you, being mindful of what makes you feel good. Mindfulness goes a long way when you're able to identify those things and start incorporating that into your conscious decisions in your everyday life. And that goes into making sure to prioritize not just your time, but yourself. Make sure you're setting that time aside for you every single day to where you're practicing your mindfulness, to where you're doing something that truly does make you happy. And maybe you're just having a really bad day, and that's okay. You don't need to feel happy every single day. When you have that time, because you've set that aside of time for yourself every single day, when you have that time, sit there and be mindful of the way you are feeling. Be mindful of, okay, I'm having a really bad day. Why am I having a bad day? So that's part of managing and prioritizing you time. And that's also a really big thing of how to practice self-care. For those struggling with body image or body positivity, you don't need to jump on a diet. Don't jump on the next fad or workout challenge or whatever this person says is going to make you skinny, whatever this program is that's going to make you lose X amount of pounds. You don't need to do that to yourself. I think it's really underrated that food is actually something that is really healing, and it's important to work on your relationship with food. There are people who stress eat and eat too much. There are people who stress out and they eat too little. I'm not an expert. I'm still working on my relationship with food, but finding a nutritionalist or somebody who is more of an expert on food, or articles online that can tell you about the nutrients that you should be eating and what it can be commonly found in, is a great place to start. But food is healing, food is freeing, and when you work on your relationship with food, that can change your body image, it can make you healthier, and it can just overall improve the way that you feel. You don't need to be skinny, you don't need to be thin, you don't need to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. You just need to make sure that you are within your own reasonable health and limitations, and go to a doctor. Figure out where you should be health-wise, or what they recommend that you lose. I had a doctor tell me that I was obese one time, and I knew that they, don't listen to doctors all the time. I probably shouldn't say don't listen to doctors, but when it comes to weight, I think doctors don't know all there is to know about weight yet, because it's just so focused on the physical and not as much on the mental aspect. If you have a good relationship with food and you're eating healthy within reason, if you're eating the nutrients that you're supposed to be ingesting, then that can make you feel better. You might not need to lose all that weight that the doctors are telling you to lose, but if you feel better mentally, you're going to look better, you're going to love yourself more, and nobody can say anything. Like, you're fine, you're healthy, you're beautiful, and you love yourself. So once you start working on managing your time and improving your relationship with food, and accepting that food is something that can be healing and that is vital and that you deserve to eat every single day, then I think you'll see a huge improvement in your overall body image and body positivity and your whole mindset. Here are some things that I feel applies to anybody who is struggling with body image or who is going through any mental health problems. One, I want to say, if you need help or if you are getting help, that takes a lot of courage, and I'm proud of you. Getting help in itself can be extremely stressful. Maintaining that, continuing to get help, and continuing to do the things that you know is best for you is even more courageous and can be even more overwhelming at times. But you are taking the first step that you need to take, and you're going down your new journey of health and love. That is self-care, and that is self-love in the highest form, is getting the help that you need and maintaining that. So again, I want to congratulate you. I want to tell you that I am so proud of you, and don't think that it's just something small that you can easily get through, or you know, whatever. It's not. It's a big deal. It's a super big deal, and I know how hard it was to get that help. So if you need help and if you're struggling in getting help, just know that you're valid in feeling that way. And if you would like help from me, I'm here for you, and the people that are around you in your life also want you to have that help. Like I said earlier, another thing that you can do is take the time for yourself to prioritize you. That also includes setting boundaries. Practice mindfulness so you can identify that and you can get to the happier part sooner. If you are having an off day, it's completely okay. It's okay to not be okay. Your feelings are valid, and like I said, it's important to be mindful so you can identify your feelings and what's making you feel that way and move forward. And I know it's easier said than done, that it's okay to not be okay and to feel your emotions, but remember that emotions are meant to be felt. Sadness and heartbreak and all these really crappy things that we never want to feel are meant to be felt and to be remembered, because that's what helps you be more grateful and more appreciative of when you have an amazing day. And yeah, if we have amazing days all the time, then we would probably be miserable. If you are having an off day and your feelings are too overwhelming, or if you feel like you're about to have a panic attack, or if you are having a panic attack, try to go to extreme temperatures. Get in the shower and take a super cold shower, or maybe a hot shower. Hold something cold if you don't have accessibility to like drench yourself in water. Put ice on your face, rub ice on your body. These temperature shifts can really help snap you out of that state of distress, and it has a way of shocking your body back into reality instead of being stuck in that mental state of distress and panic that's going on in your mind. Know that you're not alone in your struggle. No matter what you might be struggling with, no matter what mental health issue that you might have that's specific to you, remember that you're not alone in that struggle. There are so many other people who have similar struggles that you're going through. And so I know it helps for me, and it's a great tip that I think a lot of people should follow, is follow people who are going through something similar. Follow people who look like you. Surround yourself with people that have gone through what you've gone through or currently are going through, and act as a support system for one another, and just reassure each other that no matter what you're feeling in that moment's not going to last forever, and it will pass. Some personal challenges that you can take on. For me, I've done a 30-day mental health challenge where every single day it was trying something new, whether that was drinking water first thing when you wake up in the morning, going for a 10-minute walk, doing something new, doing something old that you love and that you know you enjoy, just things like that. 30-day mental health challenges I think are super helpful, especially if you are new in your struggle and you have not been going through it very long. Even if you have been going through it long, it's a great way to have something that's structured that you don't have to think a lot about. If you have any medications that you need to be taking, be sure to keep track of those and take them every single day. I think it's underrated how stressful or how overwhelming it can be to take medications on time, but you know, it's something that you need to take care of yourself. And if you don't like taking medications, then try to find alternative natural ways that can help you get the same effect as with the prescribed medication. Another thing to do is keep a journal. There's so many different journals that you can have and write in and keep track of. You can have mood trackers, gratitude journals, journals in general, diaries, or I'm really big into planners. I don't know what it is about scheduling every single day. I don't know what it is about planning my week out ahead of time, but that to me is very therapeutic, and I find it helps with my mood in general, but it also keeps me on track throughout the day, so that way I don't have the time to sit there and wallow in my feelings or be down on myself. Another great thing to do is make sure to get sun every single day, even if it's for 5 to 10 minutes. That's another thing that I think is just underrated, and I know it can be hard to do, especially being in quarantine and being stuck in the house all day long, but getting sun is a great lifter, a mood lifter, a mood upper. Try to do a workout once a week. You don't need to, everybody needs to get some type of exercise, and there are so many different workouts. You don't need to do the standard like push-ups, weightlifting. You can do yoga, you can do just physical movement, dancing, anything to just really get your body active and get a little sweat in. If you are a super healthy person and you work out all the time, then that's great, that's good for you. Wherever you are though is completely okay. If you are a person that's like me and does not work out, hates working out, and I haven't been doing hula either, so I have not been working out at all. Starting with one workout a week is a great place to start, and you might see that you like it and you might get into a habit of doing it every day, every other day, twice a week. It's totally up to you and where you are at in your own routine and health. Finally, I just want to thank you guys so much for continuing to watch Sincerely Alana and sharing the videos, liking them, continuing the conversation either with me or in the comments and amongst yourselves. I almost didn't do a season 3. I will be very honest and say that I was struggling a lot after season 2, and I just had a lot of personal events going on in my life. What made me want to continue doing it was, one, everything that was happening with BLM and quarantine, and I know for myself I was lost. Once everything kind of hit the fan, I felt so overwhelmed and lonely and scared, and the whole reason why I created Sincerely Alana was to help people feel not alone. So I hope this season gave you guys some type of information that you can take with you. I hope that it made you feel not so alone in all this chaos that's been happening, and you know, that you can continue these conversations, that these are topics that you enjoyed and will continue talking about with your friends and family. What's coming for Sincerely Alana? A lot, maybe a little bit at a time. I have big dreams, and I know probably sooner rather than later my dreams are going to get bigger, and Sincerely Alana might be like swept into that dream, so it might stop, but it might take on a new face, a new vision. So one thing that I definitely want to try, especially on the off season, is going live and having shorter discussions about topics and getting your guys' input on, you know, what you want to hear, how you feel about certain topics. And I would love to find a way to just have more open forum style discussions. I would love to have more interaction with you guys, whether that's through Instagram polls, chats, a new website. That's still to be discussed with myself and my little team that I have. But overall, I just really want to try to encourage more conversation, especially in the off season of Sincerely Alana. Some upcoming topics that I definitely want to touch base on includes border and immigration issues, especially with ICE, children in cages, and recently the kids who have gone missing. Other topics include homelessness, gun violence, including school shootings, substance abuse, women's reproductive rights, and birth control. Definitely more about mental health, and I definitely want to touch more on mindfulness, because I feel like that is going to be at the base of every single conversation that we have. I still want to continue doing Sincerely Travel and Sincerely Lifestyle. Obviously, since quarantine has happened, traveling is not possible right now, But for Sincerely Lifestyle, I want to give you guys more of a look into my life as far as school and business. Mindfulness might become its own little mini series within Sincerely Lifestyle, so again, that's to be determined. But how to study, some college tips on how to pay for it, how to fund your schooling, goal setting, and you know, starting your planner at the start of every week, things like that. And yeah, so those are the things that you can look forward to from Sincerely Alana. Like I mentioned, my dreams are only getting bigger, so I'm sure there will be new things for the future that are outside of Sincerely Alana. Thank you guys so much for watching and being supportive. And you know, I know this season was super heavy and very serious topics, but I think these are the things that we should be discussing and should start becoming comfortable with. So I want to give you guys a quick reminder to be a good person, take a deep breath, and be patient with yourself if you are going through something crazy or drastic. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to share this video and check out sincerelyalana.org and spread peace, love, and positivity. Mahalo.